From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily for Thursday, September 11th. Today marks 24 years since the terror attacks on 9/11. We will have the tributes here in Indiana later on in this podcast. First, get to the weather. Big warm up this week. We got to the 80s yesterday, starting out cool temperatures in the 60s, but we're going to build that up as the day goes on. And later on this week, could get to 90 degrees. Local, state, and federal authorities in Utah are searching for the person who killed conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Authorities have released and cleared two people they briefly had in custody. The Associated Press reports authorities have a person of interest in mind this morning. Sherelle Hubbard takes us to the scene at Utah Valley University.
Utah's governor calls the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk a political assassination.
10 to 20 seconds later, after I got done talking to Charlie, I saw that he was shot in the neck and that he was squirting blood everywhere.
Kirk was shot before an audience of 3,000 during a speaking event at Utah Valley University Wednesday afternoon. Kirk was a hugely successful radio host, social media influencer, and political organizer who gained notoriety for his fiery right-wing views. Seconds before the shooting, Kirk was asked a question about mass shooting.
Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
One witness describes the pandemonium that ensued following the gunshot.
I saw all the crowd running as fast as I could, and I was worried about people trampling each other.
Kirk was an important ally to President Donald Trump. Trump taking to Truth Social saying, quote, "No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie." Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are condemning the attack.
There is just no justification for the political violence that we're seeing in this country.
It is, a horrendous thing to see.
Utah's governor called Kirk's death a dark day for his state and a tragic day for our nation.
When someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
All of the members of Indiana's congressional delegation are commenting on the killing. Examples: Republican Representative Jim Baird posted on X that Kirk was a passionate leader and an inspiration for so many young conservatives in America. Charlie dedicated his life to serving God and advocating for the values that make our country the greatest nation on earth. Indiana Democrat Andre Carson posted, "Political violence is never okay and must be stopped." He then references the summertime assassination in Minnesota, writing, "Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark lost their lives, and now Charlie Kirk lost his. My condolences are with Charlie's family, especially his young children." The Indiana Democratic Party posted on X, "We are horrified by today's attack on Charlie Kirk in Utah. We condemn political violence of any kind, anywhere in our country. No one should fear being the target for violence while expressing their First Amendment rights. We are thinking and praying for Charlie and his family." Republican Senator Todd Young also posted on X, "My deepest condolences to the family and friends of Charlie Kirk. This is a dark day for America. Political violence is abhorrent and unacceptable. We must come together and ensure such actions have no place in our country." We also spoke to former Indianapolis Mayor Greg Ballard about his reaction to the political violence.
I hope people understand the rhetoric has to tamp down on both sides. I do think there are reasons for that, gerrymandering being one of them, the primary system being one of them. Then people get their dander up, if you will, and start saying things they shouldn't be saying.
Ballard says another key is making sure people understand it is okay to have different opinions. Authorities say a school shooter in Colorado is dead. Amy Kiley reports on what happened and how students and state leaders are reacting.
I was scared and I felt sick because I was worried.
2 students are wounded and the juvenile suspect is dead after a shooting at a Denver area high school yesterday. The sheriff's office says the gunman opened fire with a revolver. I know these people. This video shows terrified students fleeing the scene and ringing a doorbell at a nearby home. Keep running! Others describe being inside Evergreen High School when the shooting began.
There was a message over the intercom, and they basically just said that like they were going into lockdown.
Police say first responders reached the scene within 2 minutes and were in contact with the suspect about 3 minutes later. In total, officials say more than 100 members of law enforcement swarmed the school.
So grateful for the really brave staff here in Jefferson County and at Evergreen, and so grateful for first responders.
Colorado Representative Jeff Hurd says he's heartbroken as a father of 5. Governor Jared Polis is reminding students about free mental health resources. Colorado Senator John Hickenlooper says Congress should find a bipartisan solution to stop school shootings.
If there were a terrorist trying to hurt our country, what more harmful thing could they do but make our children scared to learn, scared to go to school, right? We're terrorizing ourselves.
I'm Amy Conley for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
The September 11th terror attacks happened 24 years ago today. In Indianapolis, a man is bringing back a vigil that dates back to the days immediately following the attacks. He waves a flag over 465 on the west side. Colin Bailey reports.
James Clark, for the last 24 years, has stood right here on the 56th Street overpass over 465, waving this same American flag 24 years later after 9/11. And James, just talk about being out here as you wave the American flag and many people honk at you, just the emotions you're feeling here 24 years later on 9/11.
I'm so grateful to a city like Indianapolis. On hot days, if it's hot, people come by to make sure, absolutely sure I've got plenty to drink. On cold and rainy days, they come by with sweaters and jackets and looking out for my welfare. I know the Colts organization down the street has been supportive, but I want to personally thank everyone, and you know who you are, over the years who have stopped by to make sure I was okay. I wasn't hungry or thirsty. So thank you for the courtesy of that and the grace. And I get to be the messenger out here. So I hear stories of love and loss and sacrifice, and it's hard to watch some of that unfold when people are so close to what happened on Ground Zero 24 years ago. But I think the flag represents, it's not just a flag, but the flag represents maybe the school our children go to, or the car we drive, the vacations we take, the church we attend, the relationships we have with those closest to us. I think the flag signifies all of that. And that's why people have such a visceral reaction to it, even from a distance. You can see this flag from about a mile away, and if it gives people the same chill it gave me years ago, then I know we're doing the right thing out here every year.
Is that what brings you out here every single year? What keeps you coming back out here year after year after year, right here to the same spot?
I personally feel like I won the lottery being born in America in this time and place. The children I have, my family, my relatives, the friends, my business, all the things that connect me to this nation in such a great way. We aspire for greatness in this nation. We get so many things wrong, but we try so hard and we don't quit. As Americans, it's been our heritage to stand proud, erect, and unafraid. And if we go from there, there's not much we can't achieve if we're collective together, not divided, but together.
And you're also out here for obviously honoring America for 24 years, but also for Make-A-Wish as well, to try and raise money for them?
Yeah, I'd like to ask people to click a $5 button on the Make-A-Wish Foundation. That's the Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio chapter. It all goes to the same place. But if you could do it on behalf of your own healthy children, if you've got healthy children, then take 5 minutes to click on that button and give what you can. If enough of us do that yearly, some little guy or little girl at Raleigh Hospital gets a dream come true, and he may be begging God for one more day of what you and I and the rest of us already have. So do that on behalf of the Make-A-Wish Foundation if you could, if you like the tribute.
As the flag flies in the wind right now, anything else that you want to say to our viewers here on 9/11 as you've been out here in the same spot for 24 years waving this American flag?
I'm a big believer that our history is not our destiny. And if we can love ourselves out of the fear we find ourselves involved in, this digital hate tank that we thrive in every day, I think we can step back and see that the things we've been given and have a level of gratitude for what we've been given in this nation. And I'm not just talking on behalf of myself. I'm talking on behalf of my friends and family and anyone who can hear me. Love is the only thing that's weaponry against what we're fighting against now.
Well, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. And James will be out here until about 5:30 this evening, right here on the 56th Street overpass, waving this American flag. For now, here on the west side of Indy, I'm Colin Bailey for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
The Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs is hosting a 9/11 Freedom Fest featuring a motorcycle ride and a car show. It's happening from 9 this morning until 4 this afternoon at the American Legion Post 64 on Holt Road, just north of I-70. The 9/11 5K walk, run, and ruck starts at the 9/11 Memorial on the canal downtown. It's at 7 this evening and costs $39, raising money for Helping Heroes of America. Watch your mail for a letter from Citizens Energy Group. The utility company is reaching out to people who still may have lead water lines. Citizens says the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, mandates that letters be sent annually. Company says water leaving treatment plants does not contain lead, but some customers may have lead service lines or lead plumbing in their homes. Citizens says it has replaced more than 4,000 lead service lines in central Indiana so far, but more than 70,000 customers may still own and use water lines that contain lead. AES just suffered a setback in its effort to raise electricity rates. The state agency that represents the interests of customers is recommending against the request. The Indiana Office of Utility Consumer Counselor, OUCC, says AES has not demonstrated sufficient evidence for an increase and should instead cut rates. AES provides power to much of Indianapolis and wants to boost rates by an average of $21 per month over the next 2 years. AES Indiana released a statement in response to the agency saying, in part, we deeply value customer feedback, and as part of our regulatory process, we are reviewing the OUCC and other interveners' testimony. AES says it will file rebuttal testimony next month before the State Utility Regulatory Commission holds a hearing in November. In Colts Watch, a win on Sunday would put the team 2-0 for the first time since Peyton Manning was taking the team to Super Bowls. The last time was 2009. First step was a Week 1 win. Quarterback Daniel Jones talked about the next challenge.
Winning is hard in this league, and you have really a day to do that. And once we're at this point in the week on Wednesday, it's all about this, this coming week and preparing to play our best game this weekend.
Colts and Broncos kick off on Sunday, 4 o'clock at Lucas Oil Stadium. Colts want the game to be a whiteout. They're asking fans to wear white, and most will get a white rally towel. Team will be in its home white-on-white uniforms. Team also plans to honor Forrest Lucas, founder of Lucas Oil and namesake of the Colts' home stadium. WNBA's regular season wraps up today, so the Fever will finally learn who their first-round opponent will be. At this moment, Fever are in the 6th seed and would play the Las Vegas Aces. You might want to grab a pen and paper, though, to keep track of this all. This is not a bad matchup for Indiana. Fever are 2-1 against the Aces this season. There are 2 hurdles before it can happen. If Las Vegas wins its final regular season game tonight, the Aces jump to the number 2 seed. If Golden State wins, the Valkyries will jump over the Fever, pushing Indiana down to the number 7 spot. Oddly, if both the Aces and the Valkyries win, the matchup stays the same, but the seeding numbers change. Atlanta is the other possible opponent for the Fever. It's all very confusing, but just listen to us here on Wish TV tomorrow, and hopefully we'll just give you the answers then. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at WishTV.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.